Hello again everybody, this is Mr. Everything and we're coming at you with another Wargaming and miniature video. In this video we're going to be building a Sarrisa Precision Orbital Transmat station for Beyond the Gates of Antares. It's a Warlord Games sci-fi game. You can follow other Sarrisa buildings on my channel through my Sarrisa playlist. Now you can also follow other Gates of Antares buildings and miniatures through my Gates of Antares playlist. So you'll find this in both playlists actually. So this is a Orbital Transmat. It's a fairly large building, I thought, but it comes in a very tiny little packaging. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this up and see what we get on the inside. Alright, so we get the instructions. We also get some plastic pieces that has tape on both sides. That's very nice. So does that, and that, and that. That's got protective tape on both sides. Oh, it looks like this Transmat pad might just be one piece. The base, that is. These Transmat pads look a lot smaller than that Transmat pad, so this building is not as big as I anticipated. I thought that these would be this size, but as you can see, they're not. This is a Gates of Antares Concord figure, and you can see it's only primed. He would fit inside that Transmat pad, and he would fit on this Transmat pad. Okay. Let's go ahead and pop this out. Well, no, let's see what the instructions say. We got this sheet, we got this sheet, we got the painting sheet, which I don't use. Okay, now this sheet's got a lot of, not a whole lot of pieces, but there's a few. This is weird. This is numbered, this is lettered. But that's okay. Glue the gate support frames B to the ground panel A. Ooh, that and that are two separate pieces, according to this. You know what? I'm just going to pop it out. See what happens. Well, there's the Transmat pad. This looks like the gate base, the base for the gate itself. Kind of looks like a airship, right? Okay, sorry. Couldn't help myself. Okay, as you know, I like to pop every piece out before I start any kind of construction. I'm being very gentle. I thought I was being gentle. Okay. Now I'm popping the center out because it is supposed to be a Stargate looking thing. It's got an extra little piece there got to be careful with. Ooh, got to be really careful. Ooh, that doesn't want to pop. Okay, that did. So what I'm doing now is I'm just working it. There we go. Okay, that looks like I'm going to have to do a little cutting on that. Okay, these are separate pieces. And I do believe that these are actually two sides. We'll figure that out in a minute. But it does look like these are not one solid piece. I think I was supposed to break them in the middle, but I'm not going to do it just yet. And I don't think this is something I'm supposed to save. These look like these might be stairs. As you know, when a piece is thin and fragile, I'll break the sprue off around it. I won't break the piece out of the sprue. I'll actually break the sprue itself, because I'm going to be throwing the sprue away anyway. Kind of like that. This looks like half a Transmat pad kind of thing. Who made this Transmat? It doesn't say Concord or anything, does it? It just says Orbital Transmat Station. Okay. And this is going to be the tricky one. But I am breaking the sprue off around it. Because it could be very fragile. I did it. All right, now the next step is, because I noticed this one has a lot of it, there's going to be burrs. So you got to find where the burrs are with your X-Acto knife and make sure you clean that up. And there's a lot of them on this model here, so. And on the inside too. It becomes really important when two pieces are supposed to fit flush together. They need to have the spurs removed first, or they won't glue together properly. Okay, so let me get rid of all the burrs off of all these pieces, and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, I got all the burrs off. These are supposed to be separated. They're basically little clips that hold this into place. Okay, so first thing we do is glue the gate support frames B to the ground panel. Okay, so this is the ground panel, and these are the gate support beams. And they look like these are part of the steps. So these would go like such. So let's go ahead and glue those in. It says start by gluing them in, so that's what we'll do. And if you haven't ever watched me glue any MDF or any of these Sarrisa buildings in the past, I use Aleene's tacky glue. It holds it in place. It's great adherence. What is it? Adhesion? Adherence. There we go. And then glue the steps C to the frames. Okay, steps C. I can't read these letters. Ah, these steps is what they're talking about. These are all exactly the same. Yep, they look like it. Now the steps, I wonder if one's supposed to go down here, one goes there, and then one goes there. Looking at the picture, kind of looks that way. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of Aleene's right there on that step, right there on that step, and right there on that step. Hopefully you can see all that. Hopefully it's in focus. And that way, I can see where that would keep this frame spaced properly. I mean, I can still see where it wants to tilt, but steps are where they need to be. And I guess models could stand on those steps, possibly. I don't know if that's a thing or not. Okay, so far so good. Now let's see what else it says. That was step 2. Step 3, glue the induction panels. Set D. Okay, I guess that's these guys. To the frames B. Okay, induction panels. Okay, it looks like the big one goes on the bottom. Whoops, I applied pressure to the step, but it popped right off. That's my fault. And again, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. So induction panel looks like he might slide right there. Yep, big on the bottom all the way up. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some alines to the inside of each of those slits. Oop. Okay. So you can see the glue on the inside. Okay, good. Next largest one. Right there. And then the next largest one, which is the last one, is the smallest one, on the top. Okay, and then you got like this stair step effect in the front and the back, actually. That looks kind of cool. Okay, we're going to let that sit for a minute, let that dry. Because now they're going to start worrying about the acrylic. Slot the acrylic Transmat panels F, G, H to the mounting clips, and be extremely careful with these clips because they could break on this acrylic if it's not pushed in just straight away. In my mind, this is not a well-designed model. You can see if you don't push it in properly how it doesn't align correctly. See how that's a rounded edge? bet you that's supposed to go this way. You know what? We're gonna see what we can't do about flipping this over. And it might be smart to trim out the clips, because they go in extremely tight. I mean, so tight that they have a chance to break. All right, so I'm going to let that sit off to the side. I'm going to let that dry. It doesn't look too terrible. It's just that when I go to paint it, I'm going to have to do something about the acrylic, like maybe tape it up or something, because I like to spray. Okay, well, the next part of it is to glue this piece onto this. And my understanding is the acrylic goes underneath. So how does this glue? Glues in that slot down there, I do believe. Okay. So what we'll do is I'll apply some glue to these slots here. See that? So that when I slide this or slot this in there, the glue will get pushed down into it. That works. There we go. Wants to roll. Okay, we'll just push it all the way in and let it sit for a minute and let the glue take a hold. Glue the top platform step C into place. Oh, I wasn't supposed to glue that platform step into place? It didn't say that. Well, it's in place anyway. Screw it. Slot the acrylic interface panel onto the support frame. Okay, I think that's up here. So this is like a keyboard that you push on to control the Transmat panel. Looks like goes on like that. Pass the pole end of the gate interface panel through the hole in the Transmat rings and glue in place to the top of the support frame. Okay, you might not be able to see this. There is a hole here, and I think that's what they're talking about. Press this through the holes. Yes. And then glue to the top of the panel there. Got it. Okay. So let's apply some glue to the holes. Slide this in, because it does slide in. There we go. So it goes right there, and then down into the hole there. And that'll actually keep this panel in place because I glued the wood together. Then it says, link the Transmat unit pad in place optional. That's this guy. Why would I not do it? Yeah, I put that in there and be optional. I don't think that's optional. Okay, so we got our Transmat. This guy could stand up at the top of the Transmat platform, pushing buttons, and I guess walk through the gate or down to the Transmat panels, and it beams you up, Scotty. Looks pretty cool. Alright guys, thanks for coming out and checking out this video of the Antares, the Beyond the Gates of Antares Orbital Transmat Station by Sarrisa Precision. I think they could have done something a little bit differently with the glass. Yeah, I don't know. The acrylic. I don't like the way it's attached. Yeah, that's just my opinion. Alright guys, come on back and check out more Antares videos or more Sarrisa videos, because I've got a whole playlist of both. And I'll see you then.